Yes, people, it's never a foul. Never mind the description too tough. I got to edit that a little bit. I just reminded me. I'll do that in a second. But everybody that's here, if you want to guess who's here, all their socials are below. Every single one of them. And you can have a guess whose name's in the title. One might be a bit late. You might be a bit too drunk off of that Arsenal win yesterday. And rightfully so. If you're an Arsenal fan, I'd be in the exact same way, like, but not getting drunk. Like, it's hard a minute, so I don't do them things. But yeah, big up anyone that's here. Make sure you smashing the like button, as always. And we got absolutely, I think it's going to be a great panel. Like, I'm trying to deep it. How is it going to be? Is it going to be too sensible? It all depends on one person and how they're going to act. So I might have to be a little bit biased just to get this, going. Obviously, there's lots to talk about in Arsenal. Gabriel as well. Is he the weakest link in the team? Like, you can talk about all the positives. What does this mean? Is the mentality changed? I don't know. I've been hearing title contenders potentially, and you know what? Right now, the way they're performing, you can't write them off. You really can't write them off. Like, truth be told, we want to talk all this big stuff about Spurs. We're gonna have to give the same energy back towards Arsenal at the end of the day. But oh my god, I'm a little bit ill, so bear with me. But I'm gonna have to run the intro real quick. Might give me a few seconds. And I think that might be the last time we run that intro, by the way, because as we got something new coming along, we gave it a little taster of it, not with the correct music, but, it'll come, I think, later on, maybe, I don't know. But this is our only show for today, as much as what it's got planned. So, yeah, big up anyone that's in here. Yusuf's love Arsenal fans getting giddy, makes it all the more sweet when things go pear-shaped for them. So, all right. Dr. Footy saying Arsenal going to fall off, going to be near first. Ilyas in the building saying Arsenal going to fall off if they don't bring in more signings. They do need depth. We can touch up on that a little bit. Gooner Sulz, but in Europa League group stages, you barely play any of our stars, bro. Well, he's talking back at him, so big up you in the building. And who else is here? Footy chat as well. Big up Cass and all the chat. I hope you're all good. Yeah, man. Anyone that's here, just make sure you're smashing that like button. But I'm going to introduce the guests. I don't know who I'm going to get in. Actually, no, I do know I'm going to get in first because he was with us yesterday. More of a sensible Arsenal fan, I would say. And how do I put it? I don't know if he's ever going to play, if he's going to keep playing it safe or he's going to actually, I think I see a little twist yesterday. He said something about champions. So he's going to bring him in anyways. Big up Gooner Sulz in the building.
Yeah, I did say we're going to go invincible. Yeah, man. We're going to go invincible, innit?
There's the shameless. There's the shameless coming out. Big up Felix in the chat as well, man. Next person bringing in the Niger man himself from One Touch TV. He has a little bit of a thing going on with Deji back and forth. If you don't know about One Touch, go check down below. They're right there in the description. They're on the road to 1K. They can be monetized, but they can't get a nice little strip where you're at One Touch TV. But it's a long YouTube link where it says subscribe to, and you'll see this man right there. Can you get him a few subs? Because this guy's absolutely deluded at times, but sometimes he wants to talk sense. You don't know what you're going to get from him. But Kunle in the building.
Bro, oh yeah, now my people, it's your dark-skinned man from the motherland. If you didn't know before, today you got to understand. Big up the panel, smash the like button, Arsenal top of the league. Let's go.
Aye, man. Big up you, man. Obviously, you could tell must have got that webcam from somewhere in the Middle East or something. But what's it called?
Lagos market.
Next person, you know him as well. Yeah, actually, you know what? I don't think he's been on Never a Foul in a while, but he's got big things coming up on his own channel. I saw an announcement. Actually, it's not an announcement. I saw it just coming on YouTube when it pops up. It pops up. It says, this person's going live. He's got a big Arsenal rep coming on. You could say that's got all the news. But I'm going to let him talk to you about it when the time comes a little bit later in the show. He's joined the Arsenal panel of our official group. Or I can say he's brought me in. When I was just coming on YouTube, he brought me in. So I'm going to have to bring him in. It's just like, it's like for like, man. But obviously, I can't say bring him when he's got like triple our subs. But you get what I mean?
Yo, what's going on, guys? Don't worry about that, man. You guys got a great thing going, and honestly, you guys are smashing it right now, man. It's not about the subs; it's about the people who keep coming back and showing the love. That's what you need, man.
Yeah, man. Especially this guy, proud to be a Geordie. That's my favorite little Norwich fan. When will you leave me alone? When will you leave me alone, please?
You know, I like that.
Big up Kieran. He says Arsenal fans should be giddy. If they can't be giddy now, when can they be? Their best start for the years. For years. Gabriel Jesus looking good. Saliba looking very calm and good. But I know they won't win the league. I believe that's Kieran. Are you a City fan? Yeah, because I'm guessing the blue moon, the thing that don't actually exist.
Let me ask you this.
But yeah,
United under Sir Alex Ferguson, did you ever go 4 games unbeaten?
I don't even know.
To start the season.
4 wins in a row.
To start the season.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You know the last time someone went 4 wins in a row? Guess what?
What?
Invincibles.
Honestly, it's actually hilarious. Listen, I think people need to stop doing this celebration. I'm actually sick and tired of it, and I know Gooner Sulz is too. These celebration police coming out trying to tell us how we should celebrate. It's like telling somebody you can't celebrate your birthday because you're gonna die one day, or it's like telling somebody you can't celebrate a wedding because you could potentially get divorced. Like, what's wrong with these people?
Nah, Egal. The worst part of it, it's not even the celebration. It's the fact that we're happy means automatically we're gonna win the league. That's what we're saying. It's not like we're just enjoying the result. It means, oh, Arsenal fans think they're gonna win the league now. I'm like, no, we're just excited. This time last year, nil point. We get fucking 12 points now. Do you get what I'm saying? So we should be excited. Let's go.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel like you man got every single right to be excited, because it was same thing with United fans. When Ollie was in charge and we was like top of the league, we was all screaming we're gonna win the league, even though we didn't know. Most of us knew we were not gonna win a league, but we shamelessly did it. But yeah, man.
Something. Last year, Liverpool spent less time at the top of the league than Manchester United. So it's like beginning of the season, staying top of the league. You know what? This might be the only time we get to enjoy it. So let us enjoy it.
That's it.
And the people in the chat who are saying, Egal, you're spamming the terrorist chat. Listen, there's people out here who make fake YouTube accounts with people's names and pictures and stuff. And they do it all the time. It happens to me. It happens to you guys. It probably happened to you one touch. So it's like, unless you actually click on it and you see that it's the account with the 13,000 plus subscribers, don't believe it.
Yeah, exactly, man. Oh yeah, guys. I'll put the link in in the chat right now. Just go and retweet our tweet. You could bring us to a new follower. You never know. You might give one touch a new subscriber. You might get Souls, another person as deluded as him, like right next to him. They could click and a gal as well, man. Like, you just never know, bro. All right, but anyways,
this is him being partial, guys. Just remember that. This is him being partial.
I could be happy. Our team won. I'm giddy as fuck. Because it's the manner we want it in as well. It's nice to see, but
United back, eh?
Oh yeah, definitely. What's it called? Yeah, we're back when we beat you. No, you know what it was though. This was all right. If we're gonna go off topic of the Arsenal part, right? For me, is like this game was a lot bigger than the Liverpool game for me. Like, honestly, I was eager to see, can we actually get a clean sheet for one, and can we play a little bit of football? No, it didn't happen. We don't actually play well at St. Mary's over the years. There's been two times. The one time we dominated, other than the 9-0, obviously Martial when he was against Van Dijk, and before that, and he still didn't play well when Robin van Persie, like I think it was his second game of the season, scored a hat-trick. That we don't do well at St. Mary's, so I'm taking all day long, but I did expect better as a Man United fan, as a whatever fan you want to be. You always expect the best of your club, right?
100. Mr. Man, exactly. We don't care about Manchester United, please.
Shut up. Shut up. But yeah, let's talk a little bit of yesterday. I just want to generalize a little bit on the Fulham game. Obviously, Souls in there yesterday, picking up obviously the performance and the comeback and everything alongside it. But Egal, man, tell me about a little bit about Fulham. What's your thoughts on Fulham, man? Because Saliba was a monster, bro. Like, as well.
Fulham was our toughest matchup yet. Fulham was the toughest team we played so far. We played Aston Villa next, but from the teams that we played, if I look at Leicester, they were poor. If I look at Bournemouth, forget about Bournemouth. They're irrelevant at this point. Honestly. And then you go to the opening game of the season. Crystal Palace and Fulham were probably our toughest matchups. And I was quite surprised that the way that they played. I was quite surprised that they even got into a situation where they scored the opening goal. And Ramsdale had to actually pull off some good saves to keep us in this game. So it wasn't like, oh, it was an easy comeback for us. It was quite difficult, and it showed character. And I'm quite happy that the players did what they did. All these people talking about, there's a different Arsenal. I've been saying this since last year when we went on a 10-game unbeaten run. I think there's something special going on, and a lot of people need to start opening their eyes and stop ignoring the signs of changes in the old guard. Are you on mute?
I think you're on mute.
Yeah, yesterday, sorry, because you know what it is, when I'm coughing, I don't want it to go, I don't want people hearing me coughing, all that kind of stuff. I'm getting ill, like the weather stopped starting cold and hot. So yeah, I got a cough, got a cold, probably hear my voice. It's getting a bit nasally. But yeah, man, you bring up some good points there, Gal, man. But at the end of the day, there's some things that don't change, but I don't want to get onto him just yet. By the way, because I want to save it. But Kunle, man, tell me about what you thought about the Arsenal game. I'm going to come around and do this thing. I don't really want to say, what do you think? What do you think? But I want to get you, man's actual thoughts on the game itself. Just give me a couple points. The pros, not the cons. I just want to know about the pros.
The positives for me is that this is another type of victory for Arsenal this season. Like we've had, we started off well, lost it in the middle, got a little bit of pressure, saw the game out. We, at Leicester, we scored every time we needed to. Bournemouth, it was a controlled 90-minute display. So yesterday we went a goal down. The way we conceded a goal, we talk about in previous years, we would have dropped our heads. Maybe Gabriel would have made another mistake, lost himself a little bit. We would have ended up losing the game. But we did, like, even from the fans, we didn't ever think, I don't think anyone believed we were going to lose that game. At worst, people thought, yeah, we'll nick a draw. There's some goals in this game. But we came back, mentality. We saw Saliba do it against Leicester. Own goal, ended up still giving us a 7 out of 10 performance. Gabriel, do you know what? We'll talk about Gabriel individually and isolated in a bit. But character, got the job done. Last few minutes, victory, 4 out of 4. I mean, boy, you can't complain, mate. You can't. I big up El Neni because everyone was shook when they saw the lineup. Everybody was in after. Everybody was.
No, I believed in him.
No, you're a bigger man.
Hey, Egal, you turn now, yeah. You become a supporter.
Bro,
what are you saying?
If you guys seen the lineup, when the lineup came out, a bunch of people were freaking out, crying and stuff. I'm like, El Neni, I believe in you. And I believe in the guy, man. He misplaced one pass the whole game. 52 passes, misplaced one. Had a 98% passing range. I know he's not the most progressive passer, but come on, guys. For what he is, he does a serviceable job. He's not Partey's understudy, but he does a decent job.
Yeah, so what are we saying, Souls? Was he the best Egyptian on the night?
Yeah, because the other one's a fraud, man. Didn't give me any points on FPL, man.
9 goals, 9 goals.
Yo, I said it. You know what? I actually said it, yeah, and I'm going to stick to my words. I said this is Trent and Salah's last chance to do anything, and now Salah's out. I don't care. He can bag a hat-trick. I'm not going to regret it now. But on the game, yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? So when we went into this game, a lot of people were freaking out that Zinchenko, well, mainly Partey, because we didn't really know Zinchenko was not going to be included until the lineup came out. And people were freaking out. And I was like, chill, just calm down. It's one exclusion. If you think 1 or 2 exclusions means we're now going to struggle or it's going to derail our season, then you never believed we were going to do anything. Because you're going to get 1 or 2 injuries. That's common. Like, what's not common is getting 6, 7 injuries. That's a bit like you can't prepare for that because then you need like 2 11s to prepare for that. And I was also saying it to people. I go, look, last season, the difference was it wasn't just Partey. It would be Partey, Taney, Tomiyasu, and another player that got injured. So we're looking at 4 starting players at the same time being replaced. But if you look at it, like, no disrespect, but Zinchenko getting injured or Taney getting injured no longer matters because the person who comes in for them is a starter. Kieran Taney coming in isn't a bench option or a second team. He's a first team player. So in reality, we've got 1 exclusion, which is Partey. And if you're telling me we can't beat Fulham without Partey, I'm sorry, man. We've got bigger problems than people are talking about then. But we did what we needed to do. We went in there, and it's what I call a professional performance. Yes, we went we went a goal down when Gabriel did what he did, but it's the bounce back. I always talk about the fact that it doesn't matter. Making mistakes is gonna happen. No footballer in the world, including the elites, are perfect. You know, De Bruyne loses the ball, Messi loses the ball. They can cost the team, but what they do best is bring the team back, and that's what he did. That Gabriel didn't let his head drop, got the goal. I don't care how the goal comes. For a centre back to score, it doesn't matter how they score, and that's what it was. He was pushing the team on. After that, more focused. It is a concern, but we'll get onto the cons later. But it's the fact we're able to do this. Like, as soon as we go down, we find it in ourselves to score. And also, Odegaard, you see when you shoot, shit happens. Shoot, man. Use that circle button. Bro, press it. Like, because you know what? Like, I'm his biggest fan, and I said he's going to be the player of the season for us. But the thing that annoyed me at the start was the fact he just didn't want to shoot. I don't know if it's confidence. I don't know whether it's a tactical thing or if it's instructions. But when every time he shot, something happened. Like, I remember when he shot, like, before his goal, he took a long shot and Leno couldn't grab it. So it kind of went into, and if there was a striker there, that's a rebounded goal. So sometimes you've got to take shots to make things happen. And yeah, I'm just happy overall. Things are looking better. A lot more players are stepping up. There's still one or two players who can still raise their level, but that's always going to be the case in matches. So brilliant start, 4-4. You know, I don't think we drop points until we reach United, and then we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. You pretty much summed it all up all in one. Now I'm thinking like, wait, whoa, you took everything. Now I'm meant to ask these man something else. But Low Fat Mofat says, I thought Arsenal were a tad lucky. It wasn't as easy as that. Do you agree with that, Gal?
What do you mean by lucky? We got lucky that we made saves. The goals that we scored.
I'm gonna suggest it's the goals, because the one was a deflection and one was a scramble from a corner. What I'm thinking is going to.
I hear that. The deflection. You know what? You have to work hard to get into the goal scoring opportunities. Eventually, the goal was coming. Honestly, the second goal, you could definitely say it was lucky, but at the same time, Saliba made sure he headed it away from the goalkeeper. So was it really lucky, or was it somewhat? Arsenal is the best set piece team in the league. We score set piece goals on a regular basis, and we don't concede many set piece goals. We are the best team in the country when it comes to set pieces, not Man City, not nobody. Big up to Nicholas Glover for setting that up. Also, Odegaard has confidence. He scored the last two goals in the last game, and he's coming off a situation where, yes, it was a deflection. That was lucky. I'll say the opening goal was lucky, but the rest of the stuff, you have to work hard to create your own luck. Good teams make their own luck. And we made our own
100%, Egal. And you know what? Like, anyone say, there's nobody that can tell me that we didn't deserve to win that game. Everyone was lucky.
I'm not being funny, but if you're sitting back as well, like 10 at the back, you don't deserve to win that game, bro. I don't care what you told me.
You know what I'm saying? Like we had bare chances, and as you said, you have to create your own luck. Like, if Odegaard doesn't step up and start taking chances more, he doesn't get that deflection. If Gabriel loses his head, maybe he doesn't get in the last minute to get the winner. Do you get what I'm saying? So you have to create your own luck. We fought to the very end, and I don't want to hear anyone in the comments telling me about when Arsenal, crumble, what happens in May. We are in August, my people. Please don't tell me about May. I don't want to hear about May. I want to hear about match week 4 and match week 4 only.
You want to know something? Football changes every week. Football changes every week to the point where
it's a dogfight every week, man. It's a dogfight every week now.
Let me just finish. Tottenham were supposed title contenders before the season started. It only took 2 match weeks for people to realize that they were being a little bit overhyped. Right? Or maybe people don't even think they're overhyped, but I personally do. And then you look at Liverpool, it took 2 games for people to say they're irrelevant, they're finished. And then they win this game 9-0, and people are like, oh, they're back in the title race. They have goal difference. So as fans, we're very reactionary. And right now, why is it Arsenal fans can't be reactionary? Why is it everyone else can be? But, when Arsenal do it, you guys are being reactionary. You can't do that.
You know
Yeah,
what you know
you
it is
don't want that, though.
you know it is though. It's not that. It's the manner of us. It's the demographic. You know what it is on Twitter. I guarantee there's a lot more follows on Arsenal, Man United fans than there are any other fan base, especially not Chelsea fans. That's my view of it. Anyways, it's a Spurs thing. I hear what you're saying, Egal, as well, man. But it's just because Spurs have won ugly or got points from doing it ugly. That's the difference. But it's like yesterday. You could.
Yeah.
But you didn't do it ugly yesterday. That's the difference because obviously you was in
Yesterday
control.
was
but
ugly. Come on,
Who's
bro.
gonna-
That was
yeah.
ugly. Look at the goals we scored, man.
yeah. By the way, one sec, Souls, before you go on to you on that last little bit, because I do want to move on from that. Guys, there's 7 likes away from 50 likes already, which would be nice if you can definitely hit that like button, the fun button, and also check out these guys' channels as well in the description below. It's right near the top. You'll see One Touch TV, Northside as well. I'm gonna put Gooner Sulz in there because even though he's not here, we'll not support that guy as well. Obviously, Egal's channel is in above. So if you're an Arsenal fan and you want to see something special a little bit later on, I believe. Do you want to say it now, Egal, like who you got on exactly, or do you want to?
It's not today. It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Monday, then.
Tomorrow, Monday, I'm gonna have Ben Jacobs on my channel to do a special episode of Arsenal news today. We're gonna be talking about all the potential moves that Arsenal could do or not do in the last couple of days of the window, and maybe some insight on the Gabriel Jesus and some other potential moves that could have happened this window.
I big up that, man. So make sure you are looking into Egal's channel EGTV tomorrow with Ben Jacobs. If you don't know who Ben Jacobs is, he's one of the more reliable journalists when it comes to Arsenal transfer news. So, and obviously Arsenal news in general.
Chelsea. He's Chelsea's biggest.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't say Chelsea's biggest. I'll say Matt Law is, but one of them. But you're right though. But when it comes to London clubs, you know, he's there with Arsenal typically. Traps Talk says Arsenal fans moving like they won a league after 4 games. This is why no one respects it. I wouldn't say much. Just don't bite. Whatever you do, just don't bite, bro. Just don't bite. But Souls, what was you gonna say quickly?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, on this whole luck thing, every team gets it. There's always a result. Like even if you look at Man City don't dominate every win they get. There are some scrappy wins, and Liverpool have it as well. So I don't understand this thing of like why it's looked down upon when you get a lucky win. Even if you want to say it or don't want to say it's a lucky win, cool. But every team has it, and that's what separates the top teams from those that end up in the middle table, because they can't create that luck. They can't get those scrappy goals because they give up. And the ones who don't give up are the ones who get these kinds of wins. So at the end of the day, you've got to keep doing what you're doing and believe that you're going to get this result. And that's when people say it's lucky.
You want to know something? United got lucky yesterday that they weren't given that they weren't given, what do you call it? What was it?
The handball thing.
Yeah. So
I've
people
got a
get
reason
lucky
for that as well, though.
ways. Everyone gets lucky to a certain degree.
But you know what it is with the Scott McTominay? This ain't coming to the defense either, because I was saying if that was given, I remember yesterday, there was a decision on Arsenal, and I said if that was given, I'd be vexed with myself. I'd be like, that. There's no way that could be. I can't remember what it was. There was a decision in the game. I think there's no way that could be a. If it was me, I'd be vexed. I said that if VAR's got to be consistent. Like honestly, it does, because we can't be questioning VAR every single week, man. Honestly, we can't. But the only thing is, even that McTominay and my man were so close together, you can't give that as a handball. That's why, because you're not a certain amount of yards away, and you see McTominay looking around. He doesn't know where the ball is. Do you get what I mean? And naturally, you're going to swing your arms. That's how you do it. That's the only reason, the logic. But this is where VAR needs to come out and start voicing why it isn't a penalty, so people can know these things, so we can get educated on these things. Certain people don't know it, but because it actually touched Che Adams' arm as well at the same time. So what are you going to tell me then? It should be our free kick? Come on, man. Like there's consistency with it. There's consistency with it. But moving on though, I'm gonna pick a play each. You don't have to say each, but I'm gonna pick this. Kunle, bro. Talk to me about Gabriel. Is he a weak link in that Arsenal team? Because someone screened it before the season, and now I'm seeing stuff about he's just got this bozo gene going on. But we can also credit him because he came back, as Sulz said, he lifted his head up and he got a goal. But you can't be having this every time. You might get you a red card one week. You might give a goal away another week. You know what I mean? And there's you just never know with this guy.
I'll be honest with you. I've been calling this for the back end of last season. Gabriel, I said Ben White was our best defender last season, regardless of what people think of him. Because Gabriel, as good as he is, he has these moments. Like for maybe a 5-minute period in the game, he has some weird moments where his decision-making is just off. Like, look, Saka maybe shouldn't have passed it to him there, but he had 3 touches. Any of those touches could have been a clearance. Rose Ed, up in the air, like something. He took 3 touches. Like, who does he think he is? I don't understand. He's not Saliba out here when it comes to the ball control. Like, calm down, bro. So yeah, for me, his place in the side is potentially up for grabs, because I was surprised that we didn't see Tomiyasu yesterday because of the aerial threat of Mitrovic, because he's probably the best guy in the air in the Arsenal defense. So
Ben White.
No, Tomiyasu.
No, Ben White's better than him in the air. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, he's not. No, he's not, bro. No, he's not.
What?
Tomiyasu never loses a header, bro. He never loses a header. Stop this. Stop. Don't do this. Check it. He never loses headers. Ben is good, but Tommy is never level, bro. He don't lose aerial duels, bro. Check it out. But yeah, so let's say Tommy comes in and has a good game. I'm worried for Gabriel more than I am for Ben White. I don't know how the back four is going to look, but
the thing is with that then, Egal, like if you got that means you lose a little bit of build-up play, because Gabriel is left-footed naturally, and on the left-hand side you want a left-footed player, do you get what I mean, rather than a right-footed player. So, and Gabriel is your captain, right, as well, or one of the captains?
No, he's not.
No,
he's not one of the captains. He's not?
No. I swear I saw the armband yesterday saying
it's Odegaard, and if I'm not mistaken, it's Odegaard, Jesus, and Odegaard, Jesus, and who else is it?
And it's Xhaka.
Xhaka, yeah. Odegaard, Jesus, and Xhaka.
Okay. So, he's not then. My bad.
He's not. But what I will say is, I personally feel like this whole thing is overblown. He's not a bozo. He's still one of the top 10 center backs in this league, in my opinion. And the thing about him is he does put us under pressure at times with his playing out the back. But I personally think we have to look at Bukayo Saka playing that ball across his
Bro,
own...
Egal,
no, stop. Listen to what I'm about to say before you go crazy. I'm looking at Bukayo Saka for putting him under pressure by putting the ball across the box to his own defender. I know that he might have had time to make
12 minutes to make a decision. Bro.
He might have had time, yes. He definitely might have had time. But at the same time, I'm looking at him and I'm saying to myself, why are you putting your defenders under pressure? You had so many different choices for a pass. Why make that pass? Also, Gabriel, you have to improve. But in the same game, he bounced back. He got us the goal that we needed.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
You know what? I credit to him. I'm not going to hold it against him too long.
I like how you done that, because I'm going to segue off to it. I see you shaking your head, Souls, but I'm just going to try to keep it moving. Saka, bro, like, honestly, I don't think he's really impressed that much going into the season. But there's a positive with that, and there's a negative with that. I wonder if you can actually, for what I'm thinking in my head, with Bukayo Saka, I've got a negative and a positive. What are you thinking on him? Because he hasn't really been up to the levels yet that every Arsenal fan knows he can be at. And actually, all rival fans know he can be at that. I'm going to say it now. I think Saka's a star boy. I think he's a star boy. I can't lie. Like, the guy's catching me a little bit. I'm thinking this guy ain't going to know generational talent. I don't think he's generational, because generational for me is a different, but he's a star boy, bro. Like,
essential generational?
I'm telling you now, for me, he's got that vavavoom, you know what I'm saying? Huh?
Essential generational?
No, he's not generational. He's a very good player, but he's not generational. My terms of generational is Mbappe, Haaland, bro. That's generational kind of talents. Like, they're top, they're elite youngsters, bro. Like, but doesn't mean it is where it is, bro. But yeah,
not man like Trent. Yeah.
No, Trent's generational for me. I can't lie. I was waffling back then. He definitely is. You don't get right backs like that. I'm sorry. You don't. Like, he's a beast.
But what? That can't defend. But anyway.
Nah, because we can say that, because then we can talk about Dani Alves, bro. But what's it called? Yeah. You see, I call look, crocodile got your teeth there, innit? But what's it called?
No, you can't, bro. Because look at what Dani Alves does, bro. Look at his.
But you're getting off track.
We're not gonna do that, because we're not gonna do that. But yeah, Souls, man, talk to me about Saka, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a disappointing start for his standards, and I'm talking purely on what we expect from him. I mean, yesterday he had an opportunity where I think he should have buried it, or should have done way better with that opportunity. But do you know what it is? It's good to see that we no longer rely on him as much as we have in the previous seasons that he's played.
There we go. That's what.
Yeah, I knew that's what you. But do you know what it is? And this is one thing I want to. I feel like he's too relaxed. That pass that he made to Gabriel, I think it's about 10 to 20% his fault, but I won't go into it too much. But do you know, if he knew, let's say Yeremy Pino or or let's say we did get Rafinha, or we bring in another right winger who can push him, he doesn't make those mistakes. And guess what? I think he grabs the game by the scruff of the neck a lot more if he knew his place was in jeopardy. Because I feel like with him, his biggest sort of issue right now is when you look at England, and I know people argue that this player can get in over him and all of that, and he's not a starter. I get that, but he knows his squad place is secure, that he is going to go to England for the World Cup. So it doesn't really matter how bad or how good he's performing. He's pretty much guaranteed to go. So if you know that that's happening at England and you know that's happening at Arsenal, then there's going to be complacency. There's going to be, I'm not going to say he's lacking effort because he is trying to put work in, but he's not demanding the ball. He's not demanding to change a game. And that's part of the problem is he knows next week he is going to play against Villa. He'll play regardless of how bad or quiet of a game he has. He's going to play against Villa. He's going to play against United. He's going to play the following week. The only thing stopping him is if he gets injured or if he has a knock or there's precautionary not playing him. So we need to get someone in to push him.
Do you think Saka's thing is also? I think he's mentally drained more than physically drained because of the mental weight he's had on his shoulder since the Euros, carrying the team the last 2 years. I think that's what he's suffering for. I believe, just going on the back of what Sulz was saying, we need a player that can give him a rest so he can watch the game for 2 games. 2 games on the bench, watching the game, like maybe getting new ideas, seeing what one winger's doing that he's not doing. Because last season when he wasn't mentally climbed up, he was taking the ball on his right side, beating defenders on his right and on his left. Now it seems that every time he has the ball, he cuts in on his left every single time. So he's starting to play Pepe ball, predictable football. Cutting on your left, they get him every time. They double team him.
Yeah.
But
I wonder.
With that being said, I believe is the fact that even though he's playing badly, he's probably been involved in at least 1 goal every game we played so far somehow. So when he gets kicking, it's going to be scary. We'll be hitting him on right and left flank. So that's the exciting part.
I'm just going to say this. I'm not concerned at all. Bukayo Saka is the type of player who could go and get 2 goal contributions next game and then get a hat trick versus United. You never know. I personally don't know. I don't think he's going to do that, obviously. And go
because Melassa's going to lock him up. That's why,
right? but hey, whatever. Personally, I think Bukayo Saka's fine. I think we do need more squad depth and somebody like Neto or somebody like Yeremy Pino or somebody to come in to push him. But at this moment, or Zaha, whatever you want to do. But at this point, I don't know if that's going to happen. I just think he's just going to need to naturally be rotated in and out. And maybe Wednesday is the opportunity to rest him against Aston Villa. Start the game with a different front 3. Maybe start with Eddie.
Maybe Vieira.
No, I'm thinking maybe start with Eddie and Jesus and Martinelli.
I think this is perfect for Vieira to play on the right because he can do anywhere, bro. I feel like you need to play him somewhere. Maybe not start him, but I think Eddie Nketiah. I like how you mentioned him because you know what, he played very well. He just didn't pull the trigger early enough. But he's getting to the positions. I was going to
get onto that. Eddie Nketiah is a game changer. Coming off the bench, I felt like he changed the game yesterday. He absolutely changed the flow of the game. It was a tactical decision from Arteta to take the left back off and bring in a striker. And you know what, guys? We had just as much control of the game. And the way that we set up, it wasn't a back 3, perhaps. It was like a back 2, and then it went to it was like a 2-3-5.
I didn't know what was going on then with our formation.
It was a 2-3-5. It was so awkward. But I like it. It was something how City kind of set up. It's like that reverse triangle. You have all your attackers at the front, like in a 5 line, and you have so many out balls, so many options, just trying to overload the attack. And I think we're gonna do that. We could do that against Aston Villa because at home, Aston Villa last year we dominated them.
Yeah, I think you wiped. I can't lie. I think you wiped the floor with Aston Villa. They want to play attacking as well as what they want to do. Steven Gerrard ball. You're playing into Arsenal's hands there, man. By the way, quick one. Apparently, Anthony has been sold according to Hamsterler, according to the European lad. We don't know. When it comes to transfer news, you know it is. When it comes to transfer news on the weekends, it's slow. No one really works. But coming towards the end of the transfer windows, it can't get reported as much as people know. when it comes to journalists, it's harder to get, you know, like kind of stuff like that. Also, I want us just quick. Stu MC, by the way, yeah, I'm all for criticizing players, but when you're coming for them, their physical appearances, can you kind of like tone it down if you don't mind? That we're not. This is not that sort of chat, innit? You can say anything you want, yeah. Call him a big head or anything like that, but when it comes to like body shaming and all that kind of stuff, yeah, I'd rather just keep try to tone it down just a little bit if you don't mind, my guy. But yeah, like I'd rather be that man because you never know. Luke Shaw could be watching this right now as we speak. You just never know, bro. Like I'm just saying, there's a 1 in 60 chance right now of all the people watching. But make sure you're liking the video as well. There's 60 of you in here, 58 likes. It's decent enough because it is an Arsenal segment. But other than that, yeah, man, I've got to get onto it. This Sulz, man, the star boy of the show. He's been actually running the show pretty much from game week 1. Martin Odegaard. I call Martial the glue to our attack, but this guy is the glue to your whole system right now. Like this guy, he said he should have shot earlier. He got his goal, and he said the boy creates chances as well, like in fashion. In fashion, I was a big advocate of saying this guy ain't even going to get you 10 goals this year. He don't get you goals. Like, I was actually like saying he's good, but he went a bit missing last season. Like he had good games, but then he went missing again. Now he's just coming up and turning up in every single game. But for me, I can hold my hands up, bro. Like I don't mind in it because football's a game of opinion. I can be wrong about a lot of shit, and I will be wrong. Every single opinion, like you man say, half of them are going to be wrong regardless because we don't know how football will go. But yeah, man. So talk to me about Odegaard.
Yeah, I think I was on my own when the whole Jane Maddison or Odegaard debate came up in terms of who we're going to sign. Everyone was very heavy on Maddison. And I'm not saying Maddison or Odegaard are better, but
guilty.
I've told people that ignore the loan moves in terms of how many loans he's had, but look at what he's done in those loan moves. And I've said that he's got a lot more to offer. And this is, and I'm going to say it now, and this could be a bold claim that comes back to bite me.
What's he gonna do?
But this is a fraction of what Odegaard can do. This is only a glimpse of what he can do. There's so much more to come. And in the future, he will be known as a world-class number 10. Like, he is going to go down as one of those great...
You know, people don't realise as well, he's been around since he's about 15 years old, by the way. I saw when we got that move to Real Madrid at 15. So he's been around the block.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is, like, he's been kind of a detriment to the Real Madrid system in a sense of they go for star quality, and Odegaard was a young star, but he's not going to get in over the likes of Kroos in his prime, Modric in his prime. You know, when you look at those kinds of players, it's difficult, you know, to break into that team. Hence why he had those loan moves. But you're going to see a lot more set pieces from him going in or being creative in that sense as well, which is something we struggle with. But even if you look at his open play, the only criticisms I have is his away day performances can still improve. They're not as consistent as we'd like them to be. But when you look at a 23-year-old that's trying to find his feet and finally found a home, because don't forget, he's had 6-month loan moves, by the way. He's had like half a season loans and then goes to another team for the rest of the season. You're never feeling settled. That's why your output's low. That's why we don't see the true form of that player, because every 6 months he's trying to adapt to a new system, which is actually going to help us, because if we need to change things, he's very versatile. He's very he can adapt to different situations. When we changed the formation when we put Nketiah on, he still didn't lose himself in the game. He was actually one grabbing the game and making things happen. And the older he gets, the fact he's a captain at this age, his mentality is only going to grow. He's only going to grow into the role more. And he's going to be able to take that responsibility on when he goes into his peak. And he's one of the only players, like bar maybe Crystal Palace, that's still hasn't been fazed by the big signings in Zinchenko and Jesus. He hasn't been overwhelmed by it. He's still one of those, you know, he's a leader by example, not a vocal leader. I feel Xhaka's, he's never been that. I don't even think he said a word in the All or Nothing. I don't even know what his voice is like. But, you know, Xhaka's the vocal leader, in my opinion, in terms of getting that. Or Ben White. And I've seen a bit in Ramsdale as well. So we've got enough covered. We don't need more and more vocal leaders. It starts creating frictions in that. But there's so much to come. I'm excited. There's still a lot to go. There's still a lot of development that he needs to do himself in terms of getting over the mental barrier when he's away from home. I think his big game performances have actually been the most consistent. He's probably our best big game player in terms of when you look at Spurs in the North London derby, when you look at the United game, granted we lost that game 3-2, but he opened the scoring right before the half. So he's one of those players that we do look to, like for example, when we do play United, to make the difference. And as long as he's doing that, like he did yesterday, that's all we need from a captain, to step it up when the team needs to step up. And so far, he's done that in 3 out of the 4 games. So can't complain.
Yeah, what about what you going to say, Egal?
I'm just going to say this. Odegaard, right now, I fully agree with what Sulz's thing was. He said we haven't seen the best of him yet. I agree. He's still very young. People forget how young he is. But just to caveat it away, even though he's so young, at this moment in time, he's one of the best attacking midfielders in this league. Besides Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne, who else is really better than him right now?
In the league, in attacking mid?
Yeah.
Depends.
The fact you're struggling is enough. The fact you're struggling is enough.
No, because I'm generally trying to think. You're top of the league. Like, how do you go about that, bro? You can't. No one's better than any of your players, if I'm being honest, right now. Like, Martinelli scored. Jesus has been scoring. I suppose Saka could be the one in question, and that says everything, doesn't it? Like, even Xhaka's been good. You know what? Xhaka didn't impress me yesterday. He kept trying to force the ball. One of his shitter games.
I think Xhaka right now,
but he's all right.
Xhaka right now, based on his performances from the first 3 games, if you exclude yesterday's game, he's been playing like one of the best midfielders in the league, and I think he's going to be voted for one of the players of the month in that midfield. Potentially, he could be voted as a player for the month. Obviously, there's a lot of players. Odegaard could be voted for player of the month also. Probably will, guaranteed. I think him and Kevin De Bruyne and somebody else are going to be in that player of the month in that midfield.
Jesus.
No, Jesus is not going to get it over Haaland, but unless you
want to over number 34.
If you want to put him on the wing, and then obviously Saliba is going to get in team. Bro, we have like 5 players who are going to get in the team of the month for August, and potentially Jesus could be a candidate for player of the month, but Haaland's going to get it, and manager of the month is going to be Arteta. So like, it's just, you're right. Everything right now has been beautiful. There's not too many negatives besides Bukayo Saka and the fact that we haven't strengthened more in the window, and I don't know if we're going to do so.
I love how you done that. So I was literally just going to get onto about Arsenal's window as well. Obviously, Kunle, Arteta's highlighted about some sort of winger more than a centre mid, not Tielemans or anything like that. I feel like Tielemans is more of a deadline day signing, and you can get him on a cheap if he wants to go. Do you know what I mean? But now Leicester don't need to sell. They got 75 million for Fana. What a bump. But what's it called? On top of that, it's just on top of that, it's thinking, what's the situation? Do you know? Have you seen anything lately with the Arsenal stuff? Is there a right winger in mind that you lot can think of? Because I was thinking, I saw 2. I saw Pedro Neto and I saw Wilfred Zaha. If I was you, man, I'm thinking Zaha's only going to cost you 25 minutes. It's a short-term fix. You've got a young squad. Anyways, he'd be good for the here and now, like for the next few years. I think that's a good buy. Pedro Neto, I'm 50 million. I'm just saying that guy is a baller, bro, and he can play left or right. Same as Zaha, left or right.
Let him go.
This is the thing. When it comes to both those players, it depends what we're looking for. If we're looking for the here and now, instant impact, last chance at a big move, 25 million, Wilfred Zaha. I know for a fact right now, Saka and Martinelli are going to be more scared of their place in the side if we buy Zaha than Pedro Neto right now. So in terms of making an impact right now, 2-3 seasons, Zaha, it gives times for Saka to develop more, Marquinhos to develop, Martinelli to develop, and then in 2 years' time, they'll be ready to take over the baton. Do you get what I'm saying? When we're talking long-term, Neto, his ceiling is high. He's 22 years old. He's not looked exactly the same since he's come back from his injury, but he can play on both wings. He'll definitely complement. Exactly, right? He'll definitely complement our squad. But for me, money-wise, Arsenal move-wise, 25 million for Zaha seems a lot more of an Arsenal move than 50+ million for Neto. But my issue is get either or. Don't get none. It has to be Zaha or Neto. It can't be Zaha, Neto, or nobody. It has to be one of the two. I hope they're debating like we are right now. One of the other. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I big up Gunben as well, man. And like the video, people, LFC are back after their 9-0 absolute demolishing of the Strawberries. Yeah, man. I know they're called the Cherries. Don't get on to me. But what's it called? Long story short, thank you. Appreciate that a lot, Gunben. But yeah, man. Souls, who would you choose if you had to choose one or the other?
He was shaking his head. I was talking about Zaha, so I want to hear his thoughts there, bro, because you were shaking it all through.
Zaha is the definition of recency bias. The guy's not as consistent as people think. He's not. Look, he's an all right player in my opinion, and I think he's lucky. That
I think he take you man by storm. I think he take the Arsenal by storm. When you got Odegaard behind him, like you don't have to do all the work.
Nah. All right, we'll buy him and we'll see in it. Like, and then I don't want to hear people complain that we bought him. And
it's not bad buy it. 25 million though. Is in that? It's not bad shout. Like considering that you man's got a lot as much as a bigger budget as you don't think.
The thing is, I just don't rate him as highly as people do. I think he's a good player, but I just think when he comes to Arsenal and he's got no space to run into, he's just going to run into traffic. He doesn't like, for me, he can't create the space that like a Pedro Neto can. But again, both these players have to prove they can do it against low blocks anyway. But for me, I think Pedro Neto's got more technical a bit.
I think Zaha would be better against the bigger teams.
Space than Zaha can. Is that what you're saying? Martinelli can create more space behind defenders than Zaha. The experience of Zaha is not as good as Martinelli is at getting him behind. Come on, bro.
Yeah, but when you see teams sit back against Crystal Palace, they can't do nothing.
Well, it could be worse. You could be bidding 60 million for Anthony Gordon.
Palace, bro.
Doesn't matter. We've seen teams.
We've got many weapons.
We've seen players who have struggled to do this in the past, and then they make those big moves and they can't do it because they've not needed to do it. And that's the difference. I know we're a better team, but that doesn't mean the player can adapt. And for me, I'd rather go for a Pedro Neto. I think is better. But for me, I'd rather go Yeremy Pino over both of them. But that's just my opinion on that. But that's because people haven't seen Pino play. But
I think
so. You take a risk on a La Liga.
It's not a risk. It'll be a guarantee. It'll be a guaranteed baller signing. I've watched the guy play.
Bro. We've been watching him for 8 years.
What the fuck? No, okay.
Vieira was telling us that he should be a Hall of Famer, for goodness sake. That's Patrick Vieira, our legend, bro. Bro, he's
because it's his player. What's he gonna say? He should be in the shit of fames. Come on now. He ain't gonna call his own player. He's not gonna call his star man out. He ain't gonna call his star man out.
Bro, there's no need to even bring it up.
All right, Gallagher had this breakout season. Where's he now? What's he doing? Getting red cards because he can't keep up with the.
Fair enough.
We've seen but we've seen players go from mid-table teams, and we can see glaring like ability, like lacks of ability, and then they make these big steps and they can't do it. They can't shine to that standard. Also, it's the same with Grealish. Grealish can't do it because he needs to be the star. When he comes to Arsenal, Zaha is not going to be the star of the team.
I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I
let me give you
souls. I back on the souls. The only reason.
Let me ask you this before you do go. Would you rather spend 50-60 million on Neto, or would you rather spend 50-60 million on getting Tielemans and Zaha?
Bro, for me, I don't think we're gonna get both. I think we're only gonna get one.
It's true though.
But if we could get two, I'd rather get two than one. But at the same time, scouts, do your job. Where are the scouts? Why is it we're constantly linked to this guy? Let me give you guys the transcript of Zaha and Arsenal. 4 years ago, it was Zaha or Pepe. We picked Pepe. The next year, it was Zaha. Zaha's in a nightclub, and the nightclub he's celebrating, and behind him is a sign that says Zaha to Arsenal. Then you have another year where it's just a bunch of random stuff going on. We're linked to Zaha again. Potentially Pepe could be leaving. Then this year, Pepe is actually going on loan, and we're linked to Zaha again the same day that he was coincidentally going on loan. So I don't believe it for 1 second that we're going to get Zaha. I think Zaha's probably, his days of potentially coming to Arsenal are long gone, and he doesn't suit our style of play. Realistically, if we bring him in, I'm not going to say it's Pepe 2.0. I'm not saying he's going to be bad or anything. We don't know how he's going to do. But I think if we're going to sign a player, we're not going to sign a player who's that age to come into this team. If we're gonna buy another player,
sign more boys. No. Signing boys.
Is Gabriel Jesus a boy? We're gonna sign people who are in the middle of their prime and not the back end of their career.
Well, I think Zaha might be great against a low block or anything like that, but I'm thinking against the bigger teams that want to come at you, Zaha's a perfect man. But then again, and he's a like for Martinelli slyly, and he's a 1v1 specialist. in my opinion.
What position does he play? He plays on the left. Right
No, you
there.
can play right as well, though.
And he
But
can play
on the
down
right
the middle as well. And he can play
And
down.
he can
the
play
middle.
anywhere across the front three.
I hear
Taller
the
than
versatility part.
Jesus.
I hear the versatility part. But let me ask you guys this. Zaha comes to Arsenal, gets a huge payday. Do you think he has the ambition and the hunger to continue to improve and to continue to fight? And how many years do you think we're going to have from him? What he is, he's a stopgap. He's a 30 million pound stopgap that could potentially be taking up a large pay package in the team and could screw us over. We don't want to mess up our project. We don't want to mess up our project. We're no longer in this rebuild phase. We're in a phase where we need to add pieces. We're going to help us win now. And obviously, I don't know if he's going to help us for the long term. He's going to be an Aubameyang type signing, or similar to what United did with Eriksen. I don't think he is a player.
Aubameyang that won us a trophy. That guy. Okay.
No.
Let me
Aubameyang potentially to Chelsea right now is a stopgap. Those kind of examples. I don't view him as somebody who's going to take us to another level. I view him as a stopgap, and I don't want him as a stopgap. I want somebody who's going to come in here who's going to be a level raiser overall.
So you reckon Neto is going to take us to a higher level now than Zaha is right now? Okay,
yeah. I think Neto has a higher ceiling. Let me explain.
Yeah, I agree. I don't doubt that.
And I think Neto,
and he's 22 years old. I get it.
Neto had 1 year where he was 2 years ago or a year ago. 2 years ago, because last year he was injured, where he was in the same category as Bukayo Saka and Phil Foden as one of the better young players in the league. He at that point he had 34% of his team's output, either goals or assists. Zaha does a similar thing, yes, at a Crystal Palace side. I hear that, but the issue with him in comparison to Neto is Neto. You could still mold him. You could still see more from him. And where Zaha, he's an older player. I don't think it's going to be difficult to teach an old dog new tricks.
But also his pressing numbers are massively, massively better than what Zaha can do.
That's what I mean. Teaching an old dog new tricks.
This is what I'm going to say about Zaha. Hear me out. Just hear me out 1 second. Yeah, he's not my ideal signing, but if in terms of a 2-year stopgap, who can allow the other younger wingers to develop and learn from. They're definitely going to learn from a man like experience in the Premier League, how many years, like Zaha. That's number one. Number two, is everyone knows he fucked up the Man U thing. He messed up his big move opportunity. Maybe that's because Fergie retired, who knows, right? But it didn't work out. So he's going to come to Arsenal with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. I need to show I'm just not a big fish in a small pond. I can bang at a big team. This is my chance to show the world. It's not just a hype. So, and on top of that, he's an Arsenal fan. So you know what when an Arsenal fan is playing for their team, they're gonna. I believe they'll try a little bit harder. So all these little things, and he's prem proven, and he scores goals and assists in the final third, 1v1 when we need something unpredictable, which is what we wanted Pepe to be. He is that type of guy. And in 2 years' time, Martinelli, ESR, Marquinhos would have evolved, and Zaha can nicely get ushered out of the team. But I hear it. I would take either or. Let me not lie. I'll take either or. But right here, right now, to make an impact, I'd take Zaha. I think it will intimidate our wingers more.
But moving on from the Zaha and all that kind of stuff, let's talk a little bit about the game on Wednesday that's happening. It's on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
At the Emirates as well against Aston Villa.
Yeah.
What's it called? Sulz, what can we expect on that game? Do you reckon it should wipe the floor with them? Do you reckon it's going to be a hard test like Fulham? Or do you reckon this could be Bukayo Saka's moment?
Arteta's going to get Gerrard sacked. That's what's going to happen. Right?
You reckon?
He's got a worse win percentage than Lampard does at Everton. He is by far the most overhyped manager out of all the big players who have transitioned into managers. Right? He's gonna get taught a lesson that the Scottish League does not transfer to the Premier League, and we are gonna wipe the floor with them. Look at the way we're playing. Even with a rotated 11, I'm confident we'll beat them. They're naive. That's the thing with me. Like the thing is, they're gonna come toe to toe and try and play us at our own game in our backyard, and they're gonna get taught an old school ass whooping. That's what's going to happen.
Wow.
Do you know what the problem is with the Premier League? They still haven't thrown the playbook out. They still think they can come and kick us, beat us, because they did that last season. They tried coming, when we played them at Villa Park, they tried kicking us. They tried getting physical. It didn't rattle us. So Gerrard has no answers to beat us because what he wanted to do isn't going to work. You know, we've seen it in even Vieira said it, like we've told them to go physical, and that's one of the reasons why they lost as well. So unless he's got a trick up his sleeve, unless he's going to now start getting a defensively good, solid performance, I don't see them beating us. Come toe-to-toe with us. I dare you. Because what's going to happen... Yes. No, I'm being real, because Gerrard is a naive manager. They bought Kamara. They bought the likes of Diego... Diego Carl, whatever that centre-back name is. They bought a lot of players, but they haven't gelled. They think they've got quality in their team, and they're going to come toe-to-toe with the top 6. And I think they're going to get absolutely taught a lesson that you've got to play. You can't dictate the way you're going to play. You've got to play and adapt to the teams you're playing. Unless you're playing in your own level. They finished 14th. I don't see anything but us going there and beating them. And I'm talking 2-3 goals. I want a good performance. I want us to beat this narrative that we can't play twice a week. I want us to show it now rather than when we go into the Europa League. And also in the Europa League, I know we're going to play a rotated 11 and all of that. But for me, yeah, I don't see us losing this game or even drawing. I don't. Like I said, we're not dropping points until that Old Trafford game.
And then what happens there? So, are we going to drop points there?
I don't. We'll see in it because I still need to see what United do.
The crumble. Hey, apple crumble. What are you saying about the Villa game, though? Go on,
Egal, sorry.
What are you expecting against the Villa game, man? I feel like it's going to be. I'm not joking. It's the ultimate result. 3-0. Probably going to end at 2-0 in the half-time. I think it's going to be 2-0 half-time and then just to play around, get a goal. Might have a few scares here and there, but that's for me. That's my personal prediction.
You know what? Let me see how Aston Villa play their next game. They played today, if I'm not mistaken, right?
West Ham,
yeah. They got West Ham today, and West Ham need points.
Let me see if they continue to slide, because you can only take a team. You can only evaluate a team based on their last performance. I'm not going to look at all their past games, look at their game versus Bolton, and be like, "Yo, they beat Bolton 4-1." I'm like, nah, that's not gonna make me scared of them now. What they did against Crystal Palace and what they did against Everton for the opening couple game weeks makes me look at them and say, you know what, they're not that threatening. They beat a poor Everton side too.
Beat them, man. Come on.
They got beat by Bournemouth on the opening day. They got beat by Crystal Palace, which is obviously a decent side. But my main thing is, do they have any solutions for our midfield? Do they have any solutions for our midfield? Because I'm looking at their midfield. Their midfield.
They got a decent midfield, to be fair.
No,
in my opinion.
They used to have a midfield. They used to have a midfield that people actually said, you know what, with Grealish and John McGinn and these guys, you used to look at them and you'd be like, you know what, they look good. But Kamara has not been really performing well. Jacob Ramsey's very young. Coutinho and these men have not delivered. And John McGinn was the only one left from that team that was scary a couple of years ago. And I don't know what's going on with him. He's not been. Has he gotten involved with a goal? Maybe, possibly. No, he hasn't. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just looking at them and I'm just saying to themselves, this is the first time in a long time where I'm looking at their midfield and I'm saying their midfield's not as good as it used to be. Or maybe it's just I rate my midfield a lot more than I used to.
Maybe.
What do you guys think it is? Because we used to look at Aston Villa's midfield and we used to say, yo, they actually look decent. And I was quite worried. I used to be worried about the midfield battle. Now I look at these teams and I'm saying to myself, Carlos and McGinns are the Chuckle brothers. They're not that good. You got Danny Ings and Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins always scores against us somehow. But and Danny Ings is just...
Honestly,
I don't know, man. I don't rate Aston Villa.
I've never been scared of Aston Villa, bro. I've never been in my life as a fan. I've never been scared of Aston Villa. I've got one fan from the ends. His name's Darren. Big up Darren, my guy. He's the only guy in the ends I know that supports Aston Villa. So we banter each other all the time, innit? But Villa, they should have nothing for us. But interesting about this, Kaz. Let me not lie to you. If you ask me, would I sacrifice a draw so we could win at Old Trafford? Hell, freaking yeah, I'd do that all day.
No, you don't win that,
bro. We're not losing. We're not losing. No, we're not losing.
I said
5 for 5. We need to go 5 for 5. You need to go 5 for 5.
You need to, but you're not going for 5 for 5.
Forget about the next The most important game is the next game.
Oh, next game.
Forget about Old Trafford. Stop thinking ahead. That's when you drop points. You need to focus on the next game. The next game is the most important game. I don't care about any other game.
This is a new Egal. Who is this guy?
New Egal, yeah, mentality
this
monster,
guy,
yeah.
bro? I love
Wow,
it. I
you know,
love
loads
it.
of-
I'm with it.
Yo, I'm just gonna say
I'm
one
with
more
it.
thing. I'm just
with
gonna
it.
say one more thing. At this moment in time, I'm floating between 4 or 5-0 to be a Villa. I don't know yet. I need to see how they perform.
A high scoring game. What were you saying? You in agreement there? By the way,
I think
Good
3-0 personally. Yeah, 3-0. 3-0 Arsenal. Man.
People,
who's your scorers though?
Jesus will score. I think Saliba might pop out with a little header. And
They got Lee, man.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
go
don't
on.
know who else, man. Those are the two scorers. I don't know who the last. Maybe a little own goal, man, because the pressure's too much in the final few minutes.
No, Saka will get his goal this week.
Saka's
pray.
gonna deliver.
I pray.
Saka's gonna deliver.
Before we wrap it up, obviously, yeah, I see it. According to David Ornstein, Man United are close to agreement with Anthony.
Please sign him, please.
Why are you saying that? Wait, what?
Because that means you don't sign Osimhen. And I
Oh,
don't
no.
Yeah.
No, because it's already come out about Mendes is gonna make the Osimhen thing happen with Ronaldo. So I'm thinking shit. I'm thinking Osimhen. I'm not joking. I'm thinking, okay, we got a fire front three. But I don't know. I can't see Kunle personally, I can't see it. The only way it happens if we go into our next season's budget. But whatever that might be.
Can I tell you something, man?
Wait, 1 sec. Tropical Anthony Gordon, bro. You're getting Anthony Gordon for 75 million next after Fofana, yeah? You're gonna bid 75 million for that boy, yeah? We're talking about the guy who's named after Gotham City's commissioner, yeah, from Batman, Gordon, bro. Like, come on, man. Chelsea are in the mud, fam.
Nah, but is Anthony better than Martinelli?
Who?
Is Anthony
Tough
even better
to
than
say at the
Martinelli?
minute, but I would say right now Martinelli's better. But it's tough to say.
No, but all we can say, the thing we can say on that, yeah, is that the only feat that Anthony is more successful in is just the fact that he just played and looked good in the Champions League. That's it. And then two different type of wingers for me. Because Martinelli's inside forward. Do you get what I mean? Like he's an inside forward where Anthony's a winger. So you can more say an inside winger.
Yeah, he's very
Napoli ain't
Neymar-esque,
losing
in my opinion.
Osman. You can't say that. Napoli are a selling club. They're about to sell Fabian Ruiz, but they're selling club at the end of the day, and they got good replacements. I'm pretty sure lined up, but I don't know. I don't know. I would love to get Osman, but for 100 million euros, I don't know about that one, big man.
You see yourself doing both of those transfers. That's a lot. That's a lot of money.
No chance, bro. Anthony's the signature signing of the window. Do you know what I mean? Like he's the guy that's going to sell you the shirts and all that kind of stuff.
What happened? Yesterday, you guys watched Elanga, and they basically said, this guy's trash. We gotta get Anthony." That's what happened.
No, Elanga's inconsistent. I don't think he's shit or bad.
Don't do that. I'm gonna mute you in a minute.
Oh, you got
Elanga's Mr. 110% every game, bro. Give him his.
He's bro. Yesterday, there was a reason why we went down that Elanga side yesterday, man. He's just
There's a reason why you're bidding 100 million for Anthony today. He was so poor.
that's mad. That's just it's mad. Like the drop from if Rashford and Martial and whoever else is there and Sancho, then you think like, okay, gets injured. You got a 17-year-old star boy who's never had any particular experience in the men's game, right? In Garnacho, he's not ready, but he'll play probably Europa. Then from there you got Elanga, bro. Elanga. But yeah, man. Is there anything else you guys want to mention before we wrap up the show?
No, I'm good.
Oh, I just want to say
the
one
moment,
thing,
Arsenal fans. Don't think about me. Enjoy the moment. Live in the moment. Don't let the other fans draw you out, because what they want us to do is come out with chest on every stream and say we're gonna win the league. Clip us up, and then at the end of the season, here are all the receipts. Blah blah blah. It is not us pushing the "we're gonna win" an agenda. It's the opposition fans. They're trying to draw us out. We know our team's capabilities. Our target is still top 4. If we achieve the points tally of top 4, and there's 5 games to go, maybe I'll start entertaining other things. But till then, top 4 is what I want. Please don't disturb me. Thank you.
Are you gonna say Sulz?
Yeah, I was gonna say, just because we get a few injuries, don't lose your heads. Like we've got a good enough squad to keep winning certain games. Yeah, I can understand if we're playing Man City, we've lost our core players, then cool. But we just need to keep pushing the support, keep supporting the team, and the guys who are going to the stadium, just keep doing what you're doing, because that support at the minute is just phenomenal.
Yeah, man. And also make sure you check out everyone's socials in the description below. If you can't see the description, it's because you need to press more. When you press more, you'll see Egal's channel, see One Touch TV, and everyone else's socials, including Sulz. Just make sure you have a reader there. If you like the way they talk, if you like the way they waffle, anything that's to your fancy, just make sure you go do that. Because about to wrap it up, make sure you like the video on your way out as well. Never a foul. This will be our only video for today until tomorrow afternoon, where I'm pretty sure we'll do like a review of the Premier League on the Chronicles. And yeah, man, it's been a good show. I don't know where Northside is, but I'm gonna tell you now, he's probably drunk somewhere and laying in bed, you know.
Let me just say this quickly.
Go
Before you go, I got vibes from the 6th tonight. Dab's going to be on there. We're going to be talking about all the games. So if you guys want to check us out, we're going to be live at 10 o'clock.
Nice. There you go. Vibes from the 6 at 10 o'clock tonight. Make sure you tune into EGTV. But yeah, man, it's been your boy Cass. Been never a foul. And I get to chill for the day. Yep. So in a bit, man. Hopefully Spurs lose.